Welcome to Opening Up, a series of conversations we're going to have here on Cricket Info with cricketers. And we're talking today to Kumar Sangakkara, who's played many roles in his life, but now is getting into, well, it's already in one of the bigger roles in his life. He's a player the world loves to like. I don't know if you figured that out yourself, but you're a player the world loves to like. But now, captain, public figure, got to take a stand on everything, make bold statements, decisions. That change the kind of person you are?
Well, I don't think it'll change the kind of person I am. It'll just mean that I'll have to have, a few different faces for a few different situations. It's good to have the team that I do have with me right now and the players coming through. It's exciting times. We're in a period of transition. Some big names now reaching the end of their careers. Younger players starting to make a few statements and a few grabs for those positions. So it's an interesting time where some of the great impact players we had in a bit of a limbo, and we have to now try to get the combinations right and the players right. So it's tough, but it's also interesting.
We're actually doing this at the Cricket Club of India, which likes cricket, which likes players like Sangakkara, who like to play in all forms of the game, who are slight romantics about Test match cricket. I'm going to talk a lot about that to you. But first about captaincy. Sri Lanka's had in Ranatunga a towering person as captain, slightly confrontational but a strong person. Jayawardena was a little, milder maybe, probably just as firm but milder. You, as I said, liked person. How important is it to be liked for you once you become captain?
Well, I think all you have to do is get the respect, deserve the respect of your players. I think that's number one. I'm not at all fussed whether the press likes me or not.
No, within your team?
Within my team, it's not a popularity game. I think in Sri Lanka, the great thing about playing there at home is we see each other every day of the week if we train together. We don't have to fly in from anywhere. Everyone's in and around Colombo. So we play against each other every weekend. So we know the ins and outs of, sometimes our personal lives, cricket lives, everything. So it's out in the open. So there's nothing to hide. Everyone knows what everyone's about. And we know who each other really are. So it makes it easier to give respect and to get respect as long as you keep doing the right thing. And you don't try and impose yourself and your ideas too much on others, but allow people to make a contribution and have kind of a meeting of minds on most things. But at the end of the day, you carry the can, so you make the final decision and be responsible for it.
What kind of captain will you be? I mean, I talked about two names. Ranatunga, very confrontational, didn't mind wagging a finger at the umpire if they called one of his bowlers for chucking. Do you ever see yourself doing that?
I don't know. I think that kind of controversy has gone out of the game. I think Arjuna, the stand he took on Murali's behalf was fantastic. I think it was exactly the right thing to do. He had many critics at that time saying, "Oh, you should never take your players to the edge of the field." But I think the stand he took did wonders for Sri Lankan cricket, did wonders for Murali's career. And also gave the team a huge amount of confidence. So I don't know, I'm not going to compare myself against Arjuna. He's won a World Cup. I haven't as captain. Mahela reached the final of a World Cup, and he won quite a few Test matches in his first year and a half as captain. So there's a lot that I do differently. There's a lot I've learned from them because I think both of them have been two of the best captains.
Was he aspirational, Arjuna? As a captain, because you're probably a better batsman than he was. But as a captain?
I think I've scored more runs than he has. But
well, you don't have to say that I can. But
I think Arjuna was one of our better batsmen. I think he was hampered by a bit of fitness, and I
different era as well.
Different era as well, and maybe the team, the players at that time might not have had the same self-confidence we did as players now. But I think Arjuna had great dreams for himself and for his team, and I think he had a very specific idea exactly where he wanted the team to go and what he wanted his team to do.
He was a captain much admired in this part of the world. I can tell you that.
Even at home,
he was a batsman who always knew the game wasn't over. As a captain, he was much admired.
It's exactly why I think we won that World Cup, because Arjuna molded the team in '96 into exactly what he wanted it to be. He imposed his will on people and made sure that the selectors knew exactly that there was no way out but to give him his team, and he backed all his players, and he had a team that probably played together for over 10 years, the same players, and I think that experience and that grounding gave him the ability to lead the team into the World Cup and win it. And I think from there to 1999 the transition took place, and then 1990 now there's been huge changes.
But tell me, you mentioned the fact that if you're in Sri Lanka, you almost meet every day. Is that the reason Sri Lanka, to us from the outside, seems a more homogeneous side? And is that good or bad, or do you not see it that way?
Well, I don't really see it that way, but I think it's a good thing the way we play our cricket. We have great individuals in the side. We respect individuality. We don't try to change anyone to fit the mold. The perception of what a cricketer should be or who a cricketer should be. We allow them to thrive in their own way. But at the end of the day, I think the one bonding and gelling factor that we have is we take a lot of pride in playing for each other and for the side.
I thought I heard ponting.
Yeah, we don't like to see too much of him at the crease when we play, but I think it's a case where we take a lot of pride in playing for each other. We take a lot of pride in knowing each other really well. So, and I think it's helped us with our cricket.